Prince Moulay Abdullah Stadium, and the music has just quieted down as Morocco, with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Zambia, they're officially headed to the round of 16 of this AFCON that they are hosting. What a performance. And we got to start off with potentially the player of the tournament, Brahim Díaz, scoring his 3rd goal of the tournament. Thoughts on his performance once again?
That is a big boy performance from Brahim Díaz. That is exactly what you want to see from your number 10. We said it. You see his number all over Morocco when you're driving, when you're in gas stations, every single day. I'm seeing Brahim Díaz's face. Actually, when we need to get gas today, we had to get gas through Brahim Díaz's mouth. Yeah, that's what you need to do when you're the star. When your face is all over the country, you need to perform it. That's exactly what Brahim Díaz did today. Amazing stuff from him.
Yeah, he's just an unbelievably decisive player, because what's amazing about him is he gets the ball and he does a lot of the work before the goal actually happens. But nonetheless, when it's his opportunity to convert, he's scoring these goals. Whether it's the clutch penalty last game or 2 very clean and simple finishes in the first match and the match today as well. One thing about AFCON we always talk about is the pressure, and this guy is unfazed by the pressure. His ability to score these simple goals are a lot harder than they look, and it's also about his movement off the ball. Young ballers at home, don't forget about moving off the ball to be in position to even get those goals.
I have a tough question for you.
I know. Go ahead and say it.
So, if Brahim Díaz continues like this, does he overtake Hakeimi as that big face for Morocco?
That's an exceptional question. I would like to think of it more as he joins Hakeimi on the throne. You know, we're in Morocco, the land of hospitality.
True.
I think the throne will be hospitable for both of them. Hakeimi's coming off of a treble-winning season. He helped lead them to their first ever semifinal at the World Cup. First African nation to ever do so. We talked about how much we see the number 2 everywhere in this country, in the 5 cities we've already been to. So I don't think he will overtake him. I think he'd join him and they'd be the 2 best Moroccans. And it's 2 of the biggest clubs in the world as well.
Absolutely. What it says about what Morocco is able to do with their stars is amazing. I think one of the underrated things about Brahim Díaz is that while he is the star on the field, he's extremely unselfish on the field. So the way that he plays, the way that he exists, the way that he passes is really a testament to a star that knows how to share. At Real Madrid, he is kind of trying to get those minutes, kind of trying to understand how he can continue to play on the field. So my next question is, if Brahim Díaz continues to play like this, what happens at Real Madrid?
I think he gets a lot more minutes. He has a chance of starting at the right wing. But if we're talking about this Morocco game, we have to talk about the bicycle man himself, Hakeimi, with another bicycle kick goal. It honestly sounds like a joke, and watching it live in the same stadium, him repeat it just on the other side of the field,
Deja vu.
almost the same minute of the game, felt like a joke. Me and Moose behind the camera were reacting to it live, losing our minds, and at first it was actually called offside by the referee. So there's about a 4-minute VAR check to ensure did this goal actually count, and it did. And it wasn't as big of a moment, but from a technical ability, it might have been even better. How do you score 2 bicycle kicks in your career, let alone 1 season, let alone 1 tournament, let alone 1 group stage? I've never seen anything like it, and if you've seen anything like it, let us know. I'm 28 years old. I've never seen this before in my life, man. What are your thoughts?
So let me let you know 2 things. Tomorrow morning, we're going to walk around Morocco. We're going to see hundreds of kids just bicycle kick.
Riding bicycles.
All over the place. Kids are going to be doing bicycle kicks all day tomorrow and for the rest of their lives. Like, when you go and play soccer in Morocco as a young kid right now, every single kid is trying to do the Hakeimi bicycle kick. And that is one of the most beautiful things. That's the power of sport. That's the power of football.
It really is.
What essentially happens is your legends, your stars, the things that they do in front of the whole world become reference points for kids. So every single day, you'll have people doing exactly that. And also, what it means is that every single day Hakeimi is doing bicycle kicks. Which is a hilarious concept.
It is a hilarious concept because he's also scoring these for his club team. So he's actually in practice. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo was.
He's looking mentally like that's crazy.
He has to be a little bit of a crazy guy. That, you know what I mean? But speaking of craziness, we got to speak about the crazy sounds when Achraf Hakeimi, the crown prince and jewel of this country, made his first appearance in this competition for his nation, coming off of what looked like a horrific injury against Bayern Munich for Paris Saint-Germain. He came on and it was absolute scenes in the stadium, bro.
I've never seen anything like that.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, he is the guy.
He's the man.
He is the guy. And so this is his home. This is
player of the year.
This is exactly what you want, exactly what you expect when your country star comes onto the field.
Yep.
I mean, this place absolutely, the roof absolutely blew off this place.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome for him. It's the confidence that he needed.
Yep.
He was speaking to the fans. He was saying, listen, guys, like, we can't have the whistling. We need to be behind the team.
Yep.
And the fans responded. The fans were like, all right, we got you. We hear you. When you come on the field, we'll let you know how much we love you. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, it felt like a bit more of a positive vibe.
Yep.
And that showed off from the jump, too. Because this was the first time Morocco dominated from the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, you could say
in 10 minutes they were going.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, within 20, it was already 2-0.
Yep.
A lead at halftime was also the first time for that. So it felt a little bit different
It was
today.
a party.
It was much more of a party, of a fun atmosphere, kind of sending them off into the round of 16, though, of course, they'll be returning to the stadium.
Yep.
I do think at the same time, again, Zambia is the competition. I think Morocco's going to win the competition, win the AFCON. You were kind of saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Were the fans almost getting too excited because of what's going on? But we'll have to see. I mean, nonetheless, 3-0 is 3-0. And they got off to a hot start, which they have not before.
Yes,
so.
and you need to win these games. And I think it was a moment where the country finally got to let a sigh of relief.
I was going to say, relieve some pressure for
perhaps it was a little bit overdone, in my opinion, because listen, guys,
lights in unison.
Morocco should be beating Zambia. That is how I feel. So when the stadium was going all off and all the lights and all the cameras were coming out, I was a bit like, all right, guys, this is a bit much.
Yes.
This is your third group stage game. But ultimately, I think it's just a sign that this country is really, really behind the team and wants the team to win.
No, 100%. And then speaking of another North African team that's doing very well, also finished top of their group with 7 points, we have Egypt, the Pharaohs. So they played today, got a 0-0 draw, and actually rested their star players. So no Omar Marmoush, no captain Mohamed Salah, who they call the Pharaoh himself. Thoughts on that approach? It ended up in a 0-0 draw, so solid defensively, but didn't show us much moving forward. But of course, top of the group, did what they needed to do. A big win over a tough South Africa. So job done, I would say.
Job done. Listen, in a perfect world, everyone wants to see the Stars play.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the people that bought tickets and wanted to go to the game and wanted to see the Stars play. Of course, my heart goes out to you because people spend hard-earned money to see Salah and Marmoush. Let's be honest.
Flying from far as well.
Let's be honest. That's what people wanted to see.
Yep.
But Egypt wants to win the tournament. And remember, Salah and Marmoush are coming off Premier League seasons. These are players that have been playing their hardest since, Marmoush played in the Club World Cup with Man City.
Think about that as well.
He has not stopped.
He has maybe
Marmoush
2 weeks
has
off.
not stopped.
It's crazy.
Like, Marmoush has had less vacation than 5ASIDE, and that's saying something.
That's HR. That's very true.
And so it's I think the coach is like, listen, guys, take a break, rest for a moment. We're through. We'll get this 0-0 draw, and we'll continue this tournament. I think ultimately, a real, true, and honest Egyptian fan will say, I would prefer to not have seen Salah and Marmoush if you give me the chance to win the tournament.
Of course.
In that moment, I think a real Egyptian fan would snap your hand off. And so for that, you need to realize that, listen, the guys need a rest.
100%. And Mohamed Salah is an aging star.
Exactly.
He's now entering the twilight of his career. Rest is one of the most important things you can give to a guy like that.
Gabe knows about rest. This guy knows about rest. Gabe, tell him about rest.
I tell these guys about rest, man. You got to meditate. You got to focus on your sleep. You got to eat well. You got to work out. Moose behind the camera is rolling his eyes. He's like my little brother. He doesn't listen to me. But soon he'll learn about rest because I had to teach you about rest. You used to hate sleep.
I know.
Now you love sleep.
I do.
But Mohamed Salah needs his rest, needs his sleep. Similar to Lionel Messi.
Yes.
Twilight of his career. Yes. Operates in kind of magical bursts, as they say. I think he's going to have a similar tournament for Egypt and has done so far. 100%.
Let's move to the next team. My team, the team that I think will win this tournament.
And in that
Bafana. I really, really do think these guys are going to go all the way. I really do. I just have a feeling. They
also love chaos.
Yes.
This has been a chaotic group stage. The loss to Egypt was chaotic. Today, the 3-2 win, absolutely ridiculous. Own goals on both sides. Late penalty, comeback, giving away a lead. But they got it done, so I got to give it to you. They're getting some tough wins, man.
I think no one in Africa plays like South Africa at the level that they play.
Bafana.
I think Mexico played South Africa in the first game of the World Cup.
Yes.
And Mexico is looking for opposition to find a team to kind of play in a similar way that South Africa plays.
Yeah.
They're not going to find that.
They're not.
There is no other country in the world that plays football like South Africa. There is a culture, and there is a respect, and there is a love and a heritage for the game that is real and true to South African football. And you can't find that anywhere else. So Mexico, you're going to have a really hard time finding a trial match for that. The way South Africa plays is going to surprise a lot of this continent. I really think they're going to go through. I really do.
Yeah, and I liked a lot of the bravery from the striker in South Africa that plays for Burnley. I believe in that second goal that it was, Foster, coming up really high to be able to head that ball in with the goalkeeper rushing onto him. You need a little bit of bravery, a little bit of toughness.
Brave. South African football is brave.
You know what I mean? You need that from your number 9, especially knowing the keeper kind of wins in that rule. They're allowed to plow through you. They can go higher, catch with their hands. So big shout out to him, who's definitely had a really, really good performance. Yeah. Not just in this tournament, but earlier as well with Burnley. We got to talk about another draw. Mali drew 0-0. They've had a little bit of a boring group stage. Kind of stumbled their way into 3 points.
It's very Italian of them. Very Italian.
Second in their group. Extremely Italian of them. And it's funny because theoretically, you could finish with 4 points in third place, not qualify to the next round. And they have 3 points in second place and are through. But they didn't lose and they didn't win. So how do you take that if you're a Mali fan?
I like it.
It's pragmatic.
Exactly.
It's pragmatic. It's the job done, you know?
I like
Catenaccio, whatever you guys
Catenaccio, exactly. No, I think the way that Mali plays is exactly, that's the right word. It's pragmatism. Yeah. Get your points, get through. It's
even the draw here against Morocco.
Man, that draw here was incredible. It's incredible.
It's good coaching.
That'll be a historical draw when they look back and think about Malian football. No, I think that's a team to really be careful about. No team wants to draw Mali right now. Because they do not let goals in. They defend and they're organized. So teams that are sitting in first place, when they draw Mali, they're going to be like, dang, why? Why them? Because that's not who you want right now. They're tough to play.
Yeah, really hard to break down as well. I think they defend. They just operate well as a unit. So what I see from them is they have strong coaching, and you have a group of guys who have really bought into what the game plan is.
Exactly.
No ego. Yves Bissouma is getting better as the tournament goes on. Their captain and plays for Tottenham Hotspur, who's had some tough personal stuff, but is looking to get back to his best.
Exactly.
And he's going to be very important because when he gets the ball in midfield, he can be the latching point when they're on the counterattack to then get it up to the strikers. Because one thing you'll see in AFCON in a lot of tournaments, the teams that sit deep and only send the long balls from the back, it doesn't really work out. You need someone in the midfield to be the link-up player. I think he can definitely be that. But speaking of link-up players, we've been linking up all over the country.
My goodness.
We just came back from Marrakesh today, guys. We arrived to the stadium 35 minutes before kickoff. It was around a 4-hour drive. We were at the game in Marrakesh yesterday, which was Ivory Coast versus your country, Cameroon. We just came off of that live stream. We were in Tangier, Fez. We're about to go to Agadir for New Year's Eve to watch your country again. What an experience. There's 2 games in Rabat tomorrow. We might split and teleport between stadiums. It's just been a crazy time, but
it's incredible.
How's it been for you, man?
This is an experience of a lifetime.
I mean, it is. It really is.
At the top of this year, when people told me that I would perhaps have the chance to go to Morocco, jump around cities, and watch football for the entire month,
crazy. I
was like, "There's no way." Right? Look at where I am. Here I am.
Look at where we are.
So this is incredible. This is really, really beautiful. To see African football at its finest, at the highest level, every single day in different cities, and discover new culture and be with these people that are so hospitable and so kind. I couldn't be luckier. And if you have a chance to come to this country and to see these people and to visit this football, please do. If you don't, make sure you're watching on beIN Sports every single day, because that's where you can watch the tournament.
100%. And one of the biggest things about AFCON, I would say, is the unity of it.
Yeah.
When we've asked people, what does AFCON mean to you? Without even prompting the unity part, that's what comes out. And often we'll be doing something with an Algerian fan, and then a Morocco fan brings their flag, then the Sudanese fan brings their flag. And so it's really bringing the continent together. I think what's beautiful about that, what better way of cultural diffusion than football, and then bringing 24 different African nations to one place across about 5 different cities in such a hospitable country like Morocco. And with everything going on in the continent and across the world, now is a time where unity is more important than ever. And we've seen sport be that vehicle. We just got yesterday, you were joking with a bunch of fans about Eto'o versus Drogba. The power of AFCON is that Drogba actually stopped the civil war by playing with Ivory Coast. So there's a lot going on, obviously, on the continent, but football is such a beautiful bridging point. And another thing that I think has been really cool has been seeing the behind the scenes. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a pretty much completely empty stadium, which is our experience every single night now. So we're seeing the people fixing the pitch for the next game. You're seeing the final volunteers walk out. But they're loving this experience too. They're taking selfies. They're getting their photos. After the flag bearers come back in the tunnel, they're celebrating that they did a good job bringing the flags out. The production for the opening ceremony was ridiculous.
Phenomenal.
There might have been 1,000 people on this field right here.
If not more.
But when they come back out, like all the guys in the matching black hoodies, they're cheering, they're celebrating like they're part of the team, part of the match. So the behind the scenes has been incredible. All the stressed officials when everything finally works out by the final whistle. It's been really, really cool to witness as well.
They want us to answer Eto'o or Drogba.
I'm going to let you start your Cameroon.
I mean, it's easy.
It is easy.
It's so easy.
It's Eto'o.
Guys,
I'm with you.
Guys, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. So Drogba is a great striker. He's a great striker.
One of the best.
But in all honesty, there is no... So, let me put it like this.
It's a forced comparison.
Drogba is one of the best African strikers of all time.
Okay.
Eto'o is one of the best strikers of all time.
That's a mic drop.
That's how you put it.
That's a mic drop.
Somewhere Eto'o, I mean, the guy won everything he could in 1 year.
Twice.
And then he did it again.
Yeah.
There's no one like him. Eto'o Fils, the guy.
You could also argue during, we're young, but people maybe 10 years older than us would say peak football.
Yeah.
to do a treble with Barca, I believe 08-09, to then the treble with
For those of you guys who don't know the story,
2010.
if you don't know the story about how Eto'o left Barcelona and then went to Inter Milan with a swap with Ibrahimovic, do your football history, learn your football history, read about that story. That's one of the most incredible stories in football history. I mean, I can tell it. I think viewers want us to tell it.
Please, you're Italian, it's you. Yeah.
So, it's a complicated story. These are the rumors, right? These are the rumors.
Allegedly, everyone.
Essentially, the story actually hinges more on Ibrahimovic than Samuel Eto'o.
I believe it.
So Ibrahimovic was at Barcelona, and he was not enjoying his time under Pep Guardiola. So he wants to move, and he wants to find a team to move to.
Right.
There's a striker that is at Inter, right? Diego Milito. They need another partner for Diego. So what do they end up doing? Ibra leaves Inter and goes to Barca. Eto'o leaves Barca and goes to Inter. The year before, Barca had won the treble. So Ibra thinks, I'm going to this team. That's incredible, amazing. I can't wait. And Eto'o leaves. Eto'o's like, man, I just won everything. What's going to happen? I got to go somewhere else now?
And ironically,
guess what happens? Zlatan doesn't win anything, and Eto'o wins a treble again.
Unbelievable.
One of the most beautiful stories in football.
And for those who might be a more casual fan, that means you win your domestic league, which is like the regular season in American sports, but then also the cup competition, which is kind of like the playoffs if it was a separate thing, and then a combination of all that in the Champions League, which is bringing the best clubs around the entire continent and not just one nation. So for Samuel Eto'o to do that, but not just from a team success, individually, how he played, the goals he scored, the versatility of being on the wing, even what he did with Mallorca back in like the year 2000, the trailblazer he was for fighting off the racism in La Liga and calling attention to those issues. Just what a guy. I mean, you know what he means to this country, and now he has an official capacity within the federation as well. So what a legend, what a guy. Like,
I mean, I can speak to Eto'o for all day, but to speak about Drogba as well.
Oh yeah, we got to give Drogba his
because
love.
Didier is an incredible player as well, and I think what he represents, where perhaps Eto'o is lacking, is in his ability to appear publicly now. I think Drogba really has made himself an ambassador. I think Eto'o is starting to get into that now that he's taken over responsibilities in the Cameroonian Federation. But I think Drogba really has taken the time to become a figure of African football globally. And I think 100%. His time at Chelsea helped that.
And Seb, yesterday you talked with the fans, so I mean, might as well just break that down. What were they saying about that?
Yesterday I was in Marrakesh, and there was a gate that fans had to walk through. Cameroonians and Ivorians had to pass through. And so guess what? I asked them, I put the microphone in front, and I said, listen guys, Eto'o or Drogba? And that's exactly what they did. Are we playing the video? I can keep going, I can keep explaining. So basically, fans were going crazy. Actually, some guys looked at me like, what are you doing? What are you even talking about? And Moroccans were like, no Eto'o, no Drogba. We got to talk about Hakeimi. And then people were talking about Yaya Touré, some names that didn't even make the video. I think one guy said Hadj Diouf from Senegal. So there was all manner of people. I think that's the beauty of AFCON.
One said Mbappe. We'll debate that at another time.
That's one of the cool things. Mbappe was there.
And he was at the game, too.
He was at the game.
They didn't even know he would be at the game. Nah, absolutely incredible. Well, we're going to have to see who advances to the next stage. Only a few different teams have made it thus far. But who do we think is going to the final, man?
I think the VP want us to answer one question first, and that is, who do you want to see in the final, and who will be the MVP?
Want to see Musi, not who we think will win. Well, I want to see Morocco, and I think they will win, to be honest. Who will they play? Who do I want to see them play? I would like to see Algeria. Let's get crazy.
That's a good game. That's a good game.
Let's get the peak rivalry. Let's get peak North African football. I think Algeria's had an amazing start to the tournament, not just from the results, but also how they're playing. We said they're probably the most cohesive on-ball unit in this tournament. Just the interplay with each other, understanding runs, timings, the magic of that. Zizou would obviously have to be in attendance. Mbappe would have to be in attendance for it.
It'd be crazy.
Give me a Morocco-Algeria final. I had to think about it a little bit. Give me a Morocco-Algeria final, and I'm taking Morocco for sure.
That would be crazy. I think
that would, the streets, bro, come on.
I think another option is a Morocco-Senegal final.
Oh, absolutely. That's the fan favorite one. That's the fan favorite one.
That would be beautiful. I think the love that the Moroccans have for the Senegalese, the love that the Senegalese have for the Moroccans, I don't think anyone leaves that game unhappy, to be honest.
Yeah. The dancing meme is the best way to put it. The famous viral video of the Moroccan fan dancing with the famous Senegal dancers is definitely what we're feeling. So we got some more games going on tomorrow. Uganda versus Nigeria. Always a very big topic with Seb, who seems to have beef with the Niger boys, who nonetheless have won 2 matches. They've scored 5 goals. They have 6 points, but it has been a little clunky. Up 3-0 to be 3-2. Lookman's been leading more than Osimhen. It's been a little off, but it's working. Do you take that as they're figuring it out, or is it same old Nigeria for you?
Nigeria cannot do what Egypt did. Nigeria can't rest players. They can't afford to.
Interesting.
They haven't gelled enough.
Okay, I agree with that.
So I don't think they can do
that part.
I don't think they have the luxury
to rest players. And they need to show they owe nothing to nobody, but at least me as a viewer, as a spectator, I feel that I still need to be shown a little bit more from Nigeria based on the team that they have.
For sure.
I do think so.
Absolutely. We also have Tanzania versus Tunisia.
It's a fun game.
Any thoughts on that? I know you've been kind of underrating Tunisia a little bit, but they're getting the job done.
Yeah.
They obviously came off a phenomenal World Cup qualifying, but they did just take the L to
Nigeria.
Of course, Nigeria. But they were coming back a little bit. Do you think they can get it done versus Tanzania?
Of course. I think we'll see a beautiful game from Tunisia. I think we'll see a bounce back game. I think we'll see a lot of goals from the guys, the Tunisians. I really think that is another team that has been slept on globally. I really think Tunisia will do well tomorrow.
For sure. We then have Botswana versus DR Congo,
Fun game.
Match we will be at here in Rabat. We also saw Congo versus Senegal put on a really good performance. We're able to get a result and actually took the lead in it as well. I think they're going to beat Botswana with their 5-4 goalkeeper, which is an amazing achievement. How are you a 5-4 goalkeeper? That is incredible.
I don't know. I mean, AFCON is magic.
It is magic.
Anything can happen.
They have a 5-4. They have a 5'4" goalkeeper.
If I have to look at the run of games tomorrow and I had to pick an upset, that's where I would pick it.
Really?
Botswana, Congo, I could see a Botswana win.
Tunisia.
No, I think Botswana has it. It's possible. It's possible.
Okay, it's possible. I just don't
I think it's more than possible.
I don't see, especially defensively, Tuanzebe, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't see them letting that pass them. Yeah, Bakambu up top, the experience, almost a Conference League winner, dominated with Betis. I don't see it. I think Congo, they know how to do
of course.
They're almost in the World Cup.
Yes.
They took down Nigeria, and they brought it to Nigeria in that second half of that last CAF playoff game for the World Cup qualifier. I think Congo's going to take that.
Let me explain my thoughts. The Congo that I saw against
Senegal
was a Congo that was looking to manage a game. I want to see Congo drive a game.
Especially against a smaller nation in terms of who's expected to win.
I think, and this often happens in football, a team says, all right, now it's our turn to drive. Now it's our turn to be in front, and you get surprised. I think tomorrow is a case of underestimation. I think that's what we may see. I think Congo runs the risk of underestimating Botswana. I think Congo runs the risk of allowing a little bit too much lackadaisicalness and getting scored on.
We'll have to see. On the other side of that group, of course, we have Senegal, and they're playing beIN, who secured their first ever AFCON victory. Do you think an upset can be there?
No.
Or Teranga? Yeah,
no, the Teranga
they got it.
Unbelievable.
They got it.
From the fans to the players on the field, I think Sadio. I call him 3-0. I believe so.
I think something like that. I expect Nico Jackson to get back on the score sheet as well.
People in Dakar will sleep nicely tomorrow.
For sure. But again, you can follow all of the AFCON action exclusively live on beIN Sports USA, and you can catch us live streaming after every match day on YouTube on beIN Sports USA. This has been 5ASIDE live.
Hold on.
What's up?
You're getting something. Guess what? Not only can you see us live on YouTube,
hold on,
some of the games live on YouTube.
Merry
on
late Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry late Christmas. And Happy New Year to everyone who's going to celebrate New Year soon.
Absolutely. Thank you all. We'll talk to y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Peace.